Before we get started with this video, I want to talk about what sold since the last video. First off, NCAA football sold for $12, so go ahead and add $12 into the game fund, as well as Madden 13 on the Wii U, another game that sold for 12 bucks. Both of these sold for 12 bucks each. I paid 4 bucks each for these, so add 24 or add 12 back so we get that money in there. And then we sold some guitars. Yes, I sold this guitar and this guitar, both on Facebook Marketplace. Now, this guitar I had listed for 65 and someone took that. And this one was listed for 60 or 55 and someone sent me an offer for 50 bucks for this. So go ahead and add 50 bucks into the game fund for this one, and then add 65 bucks into the game fund for this one. And let's continue on. Facebook Marketplace was great for me. Right after I listed the last video, these games sold, and I was just shocked that both of these guitars and those two games sold as quickly as they did. Now that all that stuff has sold and I've shipped it out, we have $330 currently in the game collection. Yes, that is a ton of money, and it's been going really well so far. Now, if you can see behind me, I've got games for sale right here. I got games that I just have either recently got or need to be put up for sale. And then I've got this Sega Game Gear bag in the back. What I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna go ahead and take this one and buy it myself and sell it out of this collection. That way I can keep it in my main collection. So I'm thinking about adding $10 in for that bag. I only paid like 3 or 4 bucks for it, and I don't think I would have paid more than that. There's a cord stuck to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this out of the game collection and put it in my real collection, and I'm gonna add 10 bucks into the game fund. So go ahead and add that there. But we'll talk about these games in a little bit. Let's see what we can find out there at the thrift stores and the Goodwills. The first thing I did was go to my local Goodwill store, where I actually found some Xbox One games, which kind of surprised me, and I really didn't expect it. Now, I saw there was a few games that I passed up. There was a Star Wars Battlefront, the Deluxe Edition. I already have the game. I'm not worried about it there. Then I ended up seeing a Elder Scrolls Skyrim Online. Maybe it wasn't Skyrim Online. It was Elder Scrolls Online. I can never remember that. And then there was a Diablo game. I didn't pick those up. I just kind of saw them and looked at them and then decided against that. But I did end up picking Inside plus Limbo, which this game looks really awesome. I haven't played either one. I say this game. There's two of them. Inside is a game and Limbo is a game. I haven't played either one of them, but I definitely am interested and I've wanted to play them. So when I picked this up, I knew I had to have it. So go ahead and deduct the amount of money from the game fund, and hopefully we can continue on hunting. Let's go see what we can find. Before we continue on game hunting, I do want to stop in and say I sold another guitar. That one was one of these Facebook Marketplace sales, was a Guitar Hero Live guitar. This is the one that I sold. I ended up selling it without the dongle for $35, which is pretty amazing because I ended up spending only $2.50 on this. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this packed up and shipped out. Add $35 into the game fund now, and let's get back out there hunting, and hopefully we can find some good stuff. I ended up heading out to another Goodwill, kind of the one that's closer to my house, and I saw a bunch of games on the rack that they roll out. They had just rolled this rack out, and no one grabbed any of the games, so I went over and checked them out. I saw that there was like a Call of Duty Ghost. I saw there was a Skate 3, which is a great game, but I already have it, and I don't know if it would have been worth it to resell. But I ended up stumbling on a game that was worth it. I do already have it, to be honest, and that is Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, this has been released on like 1,200 different consoles. This is an amazing game. If you haven't played this game, you definitely should. But for 5 bucks, I knew that I had to pick this up. I looked it up and it was looking at about $15 to $20, which is totally well worth it. I wanted to spend the money to take that out of the game fund, but I wanted to go ahead and see if I could add more money into the game fund. So I saw this and I knew this was a great opportunity. So I ended up picking it up, and here we are picking up another Xbox One game. how am I seeing these in the thrift stores already? That just shocks me. Usually it's just like Xbox One, like sports games that no one cares about, but GTA 5 is an amazing game. Before we go any further, I do want to say, you know that Goodwill that I talked about at the beginning of this video where I found a bunch of Xbox One games and I only picked up Inside and Limbo? Well, I ended up going back later on in the week and picking up Diablo 3. I don't know what it was that made me not pick it up originally, but I looked at this game, I looked it up, and it looked like it was about $12 to $13. I only paid $4 for it, so either I'll keep this game in my game collection and buy it out, or I'll end up selling it and it'll be well worth it. So I figured I'd stop by and say I ended up picking up Diablo, and let's continue on. Let's see if we can find anything else before the end of this week. Next, I ended up going to the local antique store that I go to all the time. If you've seen my channels where I go to an antique store, it's usually that one, and this one had some cool stuff. I kind of wandered around and I didn't see anything that I had to have. I did, however, pick up Summer Sports Paradise Island on the Wii for $3. I looked this game up and it was going for around $9. What's probably going to end up happening with this one is I'll try to list it, and if it sells, I'll be happy. If it doesn't sell, I'll add it into my game collection. I'll buy it from the game fund into my actual game collection, because this game looks like it is just like a ridiculously bad knockoff of Wii Sports, and I want to at least try to play this and see how it goes. And then behind the counter, I was checking out and I noticed there's one place that always kind of has games, but the games are always overpriced and it's hard to get on camera, so I'm sorry I didn't get that. But I ended up picking up Mega Man 2 for $20. Now, I looked this up. It was going for around $30, so potentially there's a $10 profit here. So that could be pretty cool. I did notice this might be a better conditioned one than the one I actually have in my actual collection. So I might be doing that swap where I get the better one in my game collection and I end up selling off the worst condition one, but I'm looking to make about $10 in profit. This costs $20, so go ahead and take the money from the game fund there. But overall, I'm pretty happy. 2 games. I'm pretty happy about how the antique store ended up. So this week ended up being a very good week for Xbox One games. I picked up 3 of those from the Goodwill and thrift stores, and then I found some more stuff at the antique store as well. I sold some guitars, I sold some games, all that stuff happened this week, and it was pretty amazing. Now, we started this week with $330 basically, and currently that's the price that we have left. So now we've got a bunch of games that I gotta add to the collection, and I think what I'm gonna do is maybe in the meantime try to sell some of those games that are in this list, and see if we can get some more cash coming in. That way, if we see anything that is really expensive that I'm interested in or that I could flip or anything like that, we'll have the cash flow for that. But I think these games were actually pretty good and pretty much well worth it. So that is what I ended up picking up this week. That's what I sold and all that stuff. So the game collection is moving forward and I'm very happy about that. So that's all I've got for you. Peace.